Hello, and Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. We are on Cursed. We're going to try some EdenCom sites on an alpha. And as you can see, I decided to go with a Gnosis. Since my last video, since I couldn't record due to things, I did a little bit of work on Pithum and I tried to find something I liked, and Gnosis ended up being the choice. So I did play around with a Mark III Myrmidon, trying to up the tank a bit to get a little more, because obviously the tank wasn't quite hard enough. And I wasn't happy with what I was seeing. We dropped down below 300 DPS, or sorry, just over 300 DPS from whatever it was. It was on Cursed, it was just over, it was like 500 originally. I can bring that up. I can show you. So on Kel with the Mark II. Can I get that up there? Yeah. We're at 587 DPS with the original build, but only 200 EHP. And swapping out, doing some simple work, getting to a Mark III, we dropped a lot of the DPS, and I just wasn't happy with it to get the tank up closer to 300. Ideally, I would swap, if I was to go this route, I'd swap this out for the C-type, as we talked about, and get over 300. But then we have to do some stuff with the capacitor, and it's all very weird. So I ended up dropping that. I did also play, did also play with a Mark III Alpha with Cursed, and even slightly lower DPS and slightly more HP, and almost 400 million because of things. So I got a Gnosis, and this is with Cursed, and these are the stats. We're close to 300 EHP on the shield tank. Cap stable, 44% resists, almost 500 DPS. And this is with Cursed skills, not with Kel's. If we put this on Kel, if we're going to do this with my Omega, 524 DPS, right? So, decided to go this way. I am becoming more and more of the mind that, especially the Gnosis and the Praxis, the Stasis to some extent, are the optimal ships of their size for alphas and newbros. The big thing being that you don't have to train the skills, right? So, let's take a look at it. This is the fit. 5x 425mm scout autocannons in the highs with fleet fusion ammo. 2 Republic large capacitor batteries. You could flip if you want to spend a little more. You could flip one of these to a Thucker to get a little more resist, but this is fine. The main cost is in the batteries and the shield repper. This is a C-type medium shield booster. 5A prototype shield support. Now I put this in here because I had one laying around. The Tech 1 gives us the same boost. It's a little harder to fit, right? So if we go module stats compare, it's 50 instead of 45, but it gives us the same boost. So you could go all the way cheap and just get a Tech 1. It fits just fine. I had the 5A laying around, so I used it. If you do need the fitting, you can up it to a Capacitor or a Stalwart, but they're over $1 million each. Don't know if this shows the price. Yeah. Stalwart is 3 million and the Capacitor is 24. So obviously into the meta modules, or the lower ones, is fine for this. I played that for a bit. Adaptive Invulnerability Shield Hardener 2. I wouldn't recommend dropping this to a meta because you'll see our tank goes from 276 to 266, where you lose 10 HP per second, which doesn't seem like a lot, but over a protracted fight, it can be quite the difference. An enduring Stasis Webifier. Again, the compact fits here as well. Cursed can't fly the Tech 2. Oh, he can fly the Tech 2 and fit it. So I would definitely swap this out for a Tech 2. I had it there originally for some reason. I didn't think he could fly it. But yeah, so I would definitely up that to a Tech 2. But I put the enduring in just to give us a little more capacity over the compact because we don't need it. 2 Gyrostabilizers, 2 drone damage amplifiers. That spreads our DPS out a little more evenly, just so we're not all our eggs in one basket. We could maybe drop it to 1 and 3, but then that puts the balance the other way, so this works for me. 1 damage control 2 and a capacitor Flux Coil 2. If we don't put that in there, we're not cap stable, so it's not good. We could put this to another damage control and flip this over to like a semiconductor rig or a capacitor control rig, but then we lose 41 DPS per second in our reps, or 41 EHP per second. So this is the fit I came up with. I also threw a festival launcher in the high slot, so when we do loot some fireworks, we can throw it in there. I tried at the idea of a neutralizer and such, but Cursed can't fly those, so that doesn't work. Tractor beam, but oh crap, We need an MTU. That's fine. We'll get an MTU. So that's the fit I came up with, and we're going to give it a try. I haven't actually tried it yet. But yeah, if you want to see it, you can pause this and look at that. This is what it looks like in-game. So if you want to compare your in-game stats to mine. Cursed is pretty much maxed on everything except for an alpha. Everything except, so gunnery, all this is maxed alpha. The only one he's not is medium projectile turrets. He's 5% less damage than he could be doing if I trained this. It's like 670 skill points, so I may just throw it in there when I get there. We've been saving on him for a while now. I mean, you can see all that's maxed. The drone stuff that's relevant is maxed. The only thing I don't have is repair drone, but everything else is alpha max. There's even some omega training that doesn't affect us. So we're getting our maximum possible potential damage out of it. That way, shields, everything but shield emissions, which is for remote reppers, is alpha max. What else? Navigation, if you want to, engineering, everything but electronic systems I could be training up to get the 5% the things that matter, and the energy grids, which would actually be help for fitting, but we kind of worked around that a little bit. None of the ship skills apply to the Gnosis, which is what the benefit I see is in using the Gnosis for these types of characters. None of this matters. I can't think of anything else. The rigging, even the shield rigging is maxed, and all three of our rigs are shields, so we're getting the minimum penalty possible there. Yeah, so anything that's affecting the current fit he is maxed on, so just keep that in mind when you're building your fit. If you're newer, you may not get these same numbers right away. Just keep training your skills. So this is why. So let's just look at it. 25% bonus to medium projectile turret, right? If we look at the skills, character, and we go skills, and we go ship, and let's just do Minmatar. So a lot of the ships, what's our maximum battle cruiser? Shouldn't really matter what race, but we're going to go there. So we can get it up to 4. So even if we look at the Myrmidon in this case, so our maximum's 4. We look up the Myrmidon, which is what we were going to use. And we go ship, show info. So at max we get 40% drone hit points and damage, but we don't have to train any skills to get 25% drone hit points. Right here, 50% drone hit points and damage. So we're actually going to get more as an alpha out of our drones. If we look at a gunship, let's look at the Brutix, because it's, as an example, I think the Brutix has a gun bonus for hybrid turrets. So right here, 10% bonus to maximum hybrid turret damage. So we're getting 40% damage with this ship. So that would be somewhere where training the Brutix would be better. But we're also getting, we can fit it however we want. You don't have to train these. The drones get the extra bonus. So as a starter ship, you can pour your points into actual turret and drone skills and just use the Gnosis. And it's a nice ship because we're getting both bonuses. We're getting the gun bonus and the drone bonus. So by sort of spreading those out and getting the damage out across the two types, gives a pretty nice damage. 495 DPS here. If it doesn't say I factor in the reload, right? Because our DPS on the guns drops a little bit with reload, and that's. Oops, Pithum is closed. I can't open it again. That's what Pithum was showing us, was the DPS after reload. So if we don't have to reload during the fight, it doesn't matter. Or if we do it while we're not shooting, we're actually getting close, even closer to 500 anyway. That was my thoughts. That's what I ended up on. Let's go give it a try. So stand by. I'll find us a site. Alright, here we are, merging EdenCom site. We're going to get to it. I realized I forgot to show the EVE appraisal for the ship, so I will show that after. This was mostly built with stuff that Kel or Cursed had laying around, so it was pretty good for me, but yeah, we'll look at that once we're settled in after the site here. So it did just pop open. That should have been me. We're going to crank this down so we can see once we land on the grid, once we're within a 1 AU. Yeah, nothing inside. So we'll see how this goes. One of the things to keep in mind that because of the limit on skills for alphas, even at max alpha skill level, some of that has to be eaten up by buying more efficient modules. There's just doesn't seem to be a real way around it. So we had to get the 80 mil repper. I could have gone with a more expensive one, but the 80 mil shield repper was, to compensate for the fact that we couldn't train the shield tanking skills all the way that you would on an Omega. And so that is one of the downsides of being an alpha, but it makes sense, right? Gives you an incentive to be an Omega. Oh, I didn't grab a... Okay, well, we're not going to worry too much about the loot in this one. I'll just fly over to the last... I'll just fly around after, because I did not grab an MTU. We are turret-based, so I'm going to find something to orbit. Maybe the first wreck we make will orbit. Can we orbit the beacon? No, I don't want to do that. That's going to be a mess. We'll orbit the first wreck, because I think I want to reduce the incoming DPS as much as possible. We are going to start with starving, and then this guy's got to go right here. Let's turn that on. That would be good. Let's launch our drones now. I'm going to start orbiting this anchoring because he'll be the last thing we kill. And let's turn our repper on. Look how fast that thing reps, man. Oh, and we're going to see if it holds. I did forget the MTU, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of loot off this, but I'll do it after. No, drones. Make sure they're on aggressive focused fire. Okay, this guy's next. We can fully run this repper constantly, but we are going to manage it just to maximize our capacitor. We're going to try to catch it about half, since the shield reppers rep at the beginning of the cycle, unlike the armors that we've been flying. It's nice because we can catch it here, and it's not like down here by the time we get our first rep. How are we doing here? Okay, new destroyer. How are we doing? We hitting? So let's actually orbit this wreck at 1,000. We're not moving fast, so it doesn't really matter. Got to get rid of that starving next. I just want to kill this guy since we've already done the damage. So I think it's going to be starving and then reppers. It's hard to say. I don't know what... This is my first sight, so I don't know what our kill priority is going to be, but we do have the 44% newt resistance, which helps a lot. It doesn't seem to be that much... Like, it seems to be doing quite alright. Obviously, we're not doing maximum damage. So we'll slow that guy down. We'll get our guns on him. Oops. Let's just see. We can turn this off for a second. Get ourselves some capacitor while we kill this neuter. We just got to watch it. I gotta set my alarms. Maybe I can do that on the fly once we're under reps. I'll wait till I'm actually under reps though, because I don't want to be messing with things while I should be paying attention. The liminal does less than this VedMac here, so get repping going. And we want our configure ship health alert messages. We want it at about there. Armor needs to be a lot sooner. And yeah, cool. So what this will do is when I'm about 50, I'll go to like 55, 56. So if I forget, it should start yelling at me at 55%, which is when I want to be repping anyway. We can turn that off, get some capacitor back. I'll show you that in a second. You should be able to hear it when it gets closer to 50. That was just in here under configure ship health alert messages. So what's next? These are all liminals, so it doesn't really matter. Here it comes. Wah, 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 wah. Oh yeah, right, rep. Okay, so that's just the warning in case I forget. I should hopefully catch it before it gives us an alarm. The alarm's just there in case I'm not paying attention. Let's see what else. It seems to be doing all right. It's really going to be telling in the final wave though. Like this is not really telling us much. The fact that we're catching up on the reps is pretty good. I'd like to see what happens if we get like a 3 high DPS room or like a 3 neuter room. I say room like it's the abyss. Wave is what we're actually looking for. What we'll do is when we do have nothing on grid, we will reload this ahead of time just so we're... Stop over repping, please. I think that newt resists. Worst case, we just won't loot all. Like this should be a good test of our tank because we have 3 destroyers and a cruiser, and that's pretty good DPS. They're not liminals, but our tank is balanced across the board anyways, so it doesn't really matter. We'll probably take the destroyers out first because we can kill them quicker, and they do about the same DPS as the VedMac, in and about. So we can take these 2 out probably in the time it would take to kill those. Oh no, there's a starving that has to go first. I haven't switched this to a vertical deal yet. That's okay. So we are going to worry about the starving. We are over repping, but it's going to probably need to be turned back on in a second. and then we'll take out these. So far so good though, guys. And again, I am reducing my damage a little bit for the turrets, so I'm leaning a little heavier on the drones. If I stopped, I'd probably apply just a little bit better, repping now, with my turrets. But I don't appear to be missing all that much. There's the Valkyrie miss, but that's because he's probably moving into position. I showed that in the last video. If you want to see me talk about drones a little bit more, that's in the fight for the last video. Let's get this guy gone. But yeah, it's not doing too bad. I love the Gnosis too. It's a good little ship. Again, no need to train battle cruiser skills. No need to train battleship skills. Just use Gnosises and Praxis. They're a little bit expensive, I guess, at times, depending on how recently we've gotten an influx of them from CCP. I know they're handing some out to Omegas right now. This is actually the one Kel got. Kirst has another one, but it was too far away. I didn't want to go get it. So I just gave him Kel's free one. We're over repping now, so we'll turn that off. Do we have our guns on this guy? We don't. And we have an anchoring destroyer, which needs to go after this cruiser. But yeah, so I know they're giving out a little influx, so the price may come down a little bit. But yeah. Pretty awesome little ship. I try to keep a few on hand so I can give them out to new bros in Corp when they need them. So yeah, I think the best thing is you don't have to train the skills, so you can worry about your gunnery skills. You train your medium guns up to T2, you train your drones as far as they'll go, and the Gnosis can be a pretty good little ship. Obviously, like if we build a blaster Brutix, it would probably be better overall, which may be something for me to think about, because it does get an armor rep bonus, but I couldn't get, because the hybrids, the words, because the blasters use Capacitor, I couldn't really get a fit that I was happy with, even on Kel's, so I'm a little worried about trying it. Plus, I don't want to buy another battlecruiser. I'm pretty happy with Kel's, like the Drek. It's super easy mode. I could buy another really expensive battlecruiser and do the job, but why if I've got a perfectly salvageable one? We're going to actually reload now, because it's pretty quick while we're locking up these targets anyways. We'll let the drones get a good start on this guy while it reloads. Just so we're not reloading during the final wave. This has to go very much next. Start repping now because this guy's going to start hitting us. He's a liminal. Although again, with our resists evenly spread across the board, because that's the other benefit of the Gnosis, is the resists are balanced, so there is no hole. So in this situation, it's actually better against the liminals, because it doesn't really matter. They've just spread their damage across our resists. It's pretty nice. Okay, starving needs to go. Not the liminal. Everything moved as I clicked. I wasn't fast enough on the uptake. We need that to go. We're going to turn that off. I just clicked it with the mouse because my mouse was close to it. So we'll get him and then this guy, because these liminal frigates don't do much. But even here, we're not missing this frigate. We're just not doing optimal damage to it. But we're doing alright. I think we're doing alright. We're doing about half, a little more than half. Start repping. The alarm was going to go off there. We could drop this to lower some DPS, but the tank is holding right now. It's doing alright. Again, the real test will be the final room. That's where all the DPS and everything is. And based on what I'm seeing, I think we might just be over the threshold. We'll have to see. You know, I could get the log and get a spreadsheet built that would tell me the DPS per second that they're doing, but I haven't actually ever tried that. I might do that with this. We'll see. Let's bring the log up. Accessories. Where is it? Why am I can't? Utilities. Log. We'll filter this down to that. Sure. Just in case, we'll see. So now we're over repping again. Do we have any starvings on grid? I wasn't looking. No? Okay. We're going to try keeping it a little higher now. We'll wait till we're bouncing off the limiter. Sorry, that's card term. Wait till we're over repping to turn it off, so we'll over rep for a cycle or so just while I wait, just so that we can be towards this end when they drop the final wave on us. So far I'm happy with it. So while this is going, let's just take a quick look. So you can see here's the fit. I copied it in. It's not showing the price for this. It's only another 3 million. But if you're patient, you can get this for 180 million off buy orders if you put up buy orders and if you're patient. It's 300 if you buy it outright. So it's not too bad actually as far as costing and stuff is concerned. Let's get this guy gone since he's already here. Oops, I could have... No, I don't need to reload yet. We could again... Oh, we're bouncing off the end there. We're over repping, so we'll let that sit for a minute. That was kind of on purpose. Like I said, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to start repping a little earlier than normally. We're not killing this. Actually, let's kill the ghosting because he's going to affect our tracking, which affects our DPS. Drones, why aren't you moving targets? I said come over here. Listen to your master. Okay, we're about to bounce off the end again here, so you can turn off our repper after this last cycle. Again, we're killing the destroyers because they actually tend to do more DP, more damage. Oops. They do about the same as the Vedmax once they ramp up, but are easier to kill. Can I get my web on him, please? That'd be awesome. So I might see if I can pull the ship's DPS out of here and see what kind of DPS they're doing to this with our resists, but I may not get any time, so don't ask me looking for it. I'll let you know if I do the work. Because I don't know what my schedule looks like outside of recording. Currently it's all up in the air. But if I get the time, I will do that. Between recording the videos, running a corporation, and maintaining a family life, it's pretty busy, as you may imagine. Alright, let's see if we can take this down. If we get an open breather spot here with nothing spawning, we'll reload, recall our drones. We should be on our drones so we can see what they are doing anyway, not the warriors. Should have that open. Guns aren't shooting. I don't know why that's happened. We could go around and start looting as well, but it's going to take me a minute to get some of these. This one's pretty far away, but actually they come in pretty close, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'll do it manually. I won't be running it too much on Cursed. I don't really use him as much unless I'm recording a video. So that's why he gets saved up skill points, then I just spend them as I need for that video. Looks like we're not going to get a breather, but since it's 2 frigates, we might just let the drones work on them for a minute and reload, so we have a full load when the final wave lands. Because that's where it's going to matter. We don't want to be reloading in the middle of killing one of the cruisers, or the cruiser or the Rediva. And I am going to try killing the Rediva first, leaving the cruiser to the end. We're going to see how it hits. Might be tight. That's a call I'll make on the fly. The plan is to kill the Vedmak last. Kill this guy and then we'll reload maybe, once it's close. And start repping there, even though the DPS is low. I want to keep it up in case the final wave shows up. Okay, let's reload now. Okay, so another anchoring, that's fine. Let's get the drones and the webs on them. Oh, these have to go. Those have to go very next. We'll get rid of this anchoring because we've already started it, but then we're going to take out these 2 Rodivas. We can reach them, right? They're going to come in a little bit, I think. Hopefully. I mean, we can still technically reach them with the guns, but not going to reach them with the web, so I'll pre-web this anchoring. We're over-repping. Starving. This guy's got to go next. Before this one will go. Yeah, this is not doing too bad. He's coming close enough that we're under our fall-off range, so... set these guys up by priority right now. Let's get the web moved while we can. Start repping. Web on. Yeah, this is working alright. And again, this is an alpha, so yes, it's max alpha skills, but that's... I mean, these are high-end sites that should be expected, right? If you change missiles, I would say you could do the exact same thing with missiles. Do like heavy assault missiles or rapid light missiles, maybe? Rapid lights are always a toss-up for me. I mean, I like rapid light missiles, and at least on this hull they're bonused, which is nice, I believe. Why can't I? There it is. Medium, medium, medium. Medium, heavy. No, they're not bonus. So yeah, like heavy assaults would probably be okay. Or heavy missiles if you don't want to fly the assault missiles. Would be okay as well. So if you don't want to train autocannons, you could train the other two weapon systems. Your hybrids and your energy turrets are less good because they also use capacitor. You might be able to make something fit, but you're going to struggle a little more in the capacitor department. But missiles and projectiles are pretty good. They don't have to be 2-2, just probably switch it out for heavy assaults and use Nova missiles, Navy Nova missiles of some Qatari Navy fleet would be okay. As an alternate if you don't have projectiles trained. Cal, I think, is better on projectiles than he is on missiles currently. At least on the heavy. I don't know if he's trained much in the heavies. 2 more starvings, eh? Those will have to go. We'll finish killing this Rodiva, but we're going to move. I know I'm letting that Limno build up, but that's okay. Tank is holding. We're going to get our webs on this guy so he's nice and slowed down when we get to him. Stop repping for a hot second. I just said it. Go get this guy, please. No, I wanted those on. We'll keep our reps up. We got to be getting close to the final spawn. I think, if I had to guess, our tank is going to be okay. It's just going to be a matter of whether we have enough DPS to take out the first 2 before the Vedmak ramps up too much. And that'll be interesting to see what happens. I just hit the wrong keys. That was the other keyboard. That's why my drones didn't change. I pressed F on the wrong keyboard. Haha. I got excited for choice and overshot my keyboard by about 6 inches. Alright. For a second I thought I had my mic muted that whole time, but I didn't, so that's good. Technically we can get rid of this Limno, but this guy's already almost dead, so let's get rid of him first. We can stop repping for a hot minute. I'm going to stop saying that. Jeepers. It's where my mind goes when I'm deep in thought. I seem to repeat myself, and I'm working on it, I promise. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to grab an MTU. Pretty sure Cursed has one, too. No, he doesn't. Actually, it might be on the other... Might be on his other Gnosis. Okay, let's reload. Oh, they're coming in. Crap. We're good here, actually. We'll probably be okay. While they're coming into range, let's reload. Then we'll webs. Get our drones started on this guy. Keep the repper running full time. And we'll see how fast this takes. Can we get our drones over here, please? We're gonna see if this works. We are under newts from this guy. Does it tell me how much he's taking? It was there. In the pink. Did I miss it again? 101 gigajoules. What do we recharge at? Not a lot. Okay. It's okay, we're still good. I wasn't paying attention. We need to... Can we get our drones over here, please? I want to try and catch both. Everything is holding. We're actually doing okay on the tank, so I'm going to conserve some of our capacitor. Yeah, we're doing alright. I think we're doing alright. We're getting 300 gigajoules per second when not under reps. Okay, we need to rep. But we're using something. I don't want to do the math right now. We're live firing here. But everything is holding. And that's the test. Tank is holding capacitor. We're still doing okay. We'll watch it. If we get down too low, we'll have to switch. If it starts to look scary. Because we can't escape. But I think we're going to get the Rodiva down. The idea being that if we kill him, he's not repping. And we'll take this guy down faster. And we'll get to lose both wrecks. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay. I'll get everything switched over. So he is ramped up to... He's getting pretty good on the DPS here. He's doing 334 damage per cycle, which isn't per second, per cycle. We're out repping it, so that's good. Capacitor's not even at a quarter yet, so we're in like getting into peak recharge rate. He's only taking an extra 100 per second. We're actually out-repping his DPS, which is good. You can see we're almost hitting the limit, so I could turn this off for a second if the capacitor started to really take a hit, but we should kill him before too bad. So yeah, it's looking good. He does a lot of damage though. Like we're getting 2, maybe 3 reps in before he hits us, which is awesome. Like we're actually bouncing off the limit here. We're slightly over repping against him. Public fleet. Yeah, so we didn't even get to a quarter. We could turn this off for a couple cycles. But there you go. So it did work. That was awesome. So I'm going to call that a victory. We're going to start with him. Because that's the one that you want to loot first. Alright. So I'm going to call that a success. He was doing... Is it at the top here is the newest? Or the bottom? Bottom is the newest. Okay. Up to 500, almost 500 DPS per cycle, but not per second. So what I would have to do is copy this all to a spreadsheet and break it down to the second. I don't know how I do that yet. I mean, I have an idea. I haven't done it in so long. But you can see just from watching how everything was going is that we were over-repping and the capacitor was starting to get down there, but we managed to kill everything. We didn't take any shortcuts, which is awesome. Which is awesome. So I'm going to call that a success. Yeah, pretty excited about that. I'm just going to take these 2 things. And so here's the fit again. 4 times medium, 425mm Scout Autocannon 1s, Festival Launcher, which I don't have any ammo for. 2 times Republic Fleet Large Cap Battery, Pithum C-Type Medium Shield Booster, Adaptive Invulnerability Shield Hardener 2, 5A Prototype Shield Support 1, adjust for fitting, XVII Enduring Stasis Webifier, adjust for fitting, 2 Gyrostabilizer 2s, 2 Drone Damage Amplifier 2s, 1 Capacitor Flux Coil 2, 1 Damage Control 2, 1 times Medium Core Defense Operational Solidifier 1, and Medium Core Defense Operational Solidifier times 2, Fusion Ammo, Valkyrie Drones. And the site went down. It was awesome, and really didn't struggle. I wasn't at all really worried about anything, so that is awesome. And now I just forgot my MTU to loot, but that is going to be it for this video, guys. I'm going to go loot these wrecks in the order of distance and just get everything picked up. But other than that, I'm going to leave it there. So I do hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching. This is a pretty decent alpha fit, so we can tweak it. There's obviously things we can bling out. We can, if you want to spend a little more ISK, you can bling it out to get even further, but I think it works as it is. And realistically, if you're patient, you can get it for about 180 million. I think a lot of the cost on Eve Praisal was the Pithum at 100. Not a lot we can do there. You can get that at the buy order for half price if you try. And the Gnosis itself isn't too bad. So that's the big one. Is you can cut some costs here. You can get the Gnosis for a few million less. You can get your rigs for half the price. So going buy orders would be the way to go. 180 to 200 million is not a lot. 300 million is getting there, but again, we have to accommodate for being an alpha. So there you have it. Anyways, let me know your comments in the comment section down below, and we'll see you all next time. Take care. I'm out of here.